do it. Get on them sticks, them boys can't see me. Where you going? Don't run from this work. Pop out 3D. They don't want a piece of me. Cause guess what I do? Take them boys to CC. I been in the game, no nuclear. Took over the game, John Madden might sue me. Catch plays, I go dumb. Drip like dumb on the run. They talking about let's run. Get beat like they old song. Get blown out like old song. Easy money, more commas. Tap in, you'll know some. Score up like Mo Bomb. Bro, Dots Dom is a sniper. Get locked up like on Riker. Give out belt, I may pull your car. But now I ain't Jemima. I'm in my zone like cover 2. They like, bro, Dom, what's up with you? Nothing but a whole lot of W's. If you see that user in front of you, hit stick, man, that ball gon' be under you. Catch plays that can't drip like Dom. Run it back, they can't drip like Dom. They yelling, man, they when drip like Dom. Gets in that field and slang his arm. Catch plays that can't drip like Dom. Run it back, they can't drip like Dom. Every day they can't drip like Dom. Tap in if you wanna know some.
Yo, what's good with y'all, man? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create an offense with one simple setting and literally dominate in the game of college football 27. Before we get into the video, make sure y'all boys hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let's go ahead and jump into it, man. So one thing I want to talk about is the formation shifting. Formation shifting is really good because you can tell your offense to come out in a certain formation pre-snap. You know, you come out and then you can press X or A, and then you're going to go back to the other formation that you're trying to run. And you can literally do this to confuse your opponent defensively and make them think that you're trying to do this, but the whole time you're not doing that at all. You can hit them with a shift, and then now it messes up their whole entire defense, and now they have to reset or they have to man certain guys up, whatever the case may be. And it can be really confusing to guard people in the case scenario. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. So as you guys see, whenever you get into a particular formation, you're gonna see that there's gonna be a shift at the bottom. At the bottom right, there's gonna be a shift, and you can use the right stick to get to different formations. Now, you're only limited to formation via personnel, so you have to understand the personnel grouping so you can understand what formations you can shift into or shift out of, and formations that you can audible into and audible out of. So you have to understand that in order for you to start running offenses using this before you get into trying to do too much with your offense, because you don't want to get, false start penalties. You don't want to do all that because you're trying to figure out how this works. All right, so now first things first, I want to talk about the personnel grouping, because like I just said, personnel grouping is the most important step when it comes to talking about formation shifting. Now, let's do a formation that a lot of you guys are familiar with, and that's going to be like trips tight end or anything like that, or trips or bunch. Now, in order for you to be able to, audible into, trips tight end or bunch or whatever the case may be, it has to have you have to have one running back, one tight end, and 3 receivers. If you have these guys on the field, you have activated being able to use these formations to shift into and shift out of and audible into and audible out of, or whatever the case may be. And just depending on what you want to do offensively. There's so many different things you can do, and this is really cool and it's fun because you can confuse your opponent every single time. Now I'm gonna show you an example real quick of just a quick little shift. So we're gonna come out and gun bunch. We're gonna do bunch tight end. So at the bottom right, you're gonna see a shift, and if you move your right stick left or right, obviously you're gonna get that shift, and we're gonna use bunch tight end for example. So we're just gonna use bunch tight end, pick a random play, whatever the case may be. And obviously when you see this, he's gonna think, oh, it's bunch tight end, but then boom, you switch to trips. Now you can hike the ball and you confuse the defense a little bit, and now you can make a read and you good to go. It can be really confusing dealing with having to play players like this. But honestly, I feel like the formation shift will be better if you have like more tight ends involved in the play, more so than having a bunch of receivers and running back into the play. But now let's get into the packages. Now, packages is something that you can do right here in this menu right here. If you flick your right stick to the right or left or however you want to do it, you can literally put in, you know, your tight ends. You can put your gadget in at halfback, meaning you can put your receiver in at running back or whatever the case may be, however you want to do it. But you have different options. You have backup QB, tight end flips. You have a full back end at running back if you want to go for like a heavy set look. You know, you have different options as far as that goes. But the way, like I said, the way packages work, if you are unsure, if you come over here, you pause it, go to your depth chart, and if you come down here to gadget, you're gonna be able to see all the players that you can put into the gadget position, which will be only halfbacks and running back, or halfbacks and receivers that you're gonna be able to put. So just keep in mind of that. All right, so now I want to show y'all something, because this is really, really unique. How you can literally go from, you know, a trips tight end, a trips look into a condensed formation like gun A slot. Gun A slot, this is something that I like to run personally. So obviously you can do this with different formations as long as you know the personnel grouping of the formation that you're trying to run. But I know the personnel grouping of mine, which is 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and a running back. So I have to make sure I match that with trips. And the way I'm going to be able to do that is I have to put tight ends. I have to put tight end at both slot positions. So that is going to literally match gun A slot. And now that when I call, if I go into trips now I have unlocked, as you guys see at the bottom right, gun A slot. Now I have this activated. So now that whenever I come out of my offense, and let's say, for example, I've been running gun A slot all game long, he's expecting me to run gun A slot again, I can hit him with something like this and be like, hey, well, it's not really gun A slot. And then I'm going to hit him with an RPO. You know, now I'm going to hit him with an RPO, hike the ball, and now we cooling. But see, the only bad thing about that is I have a tight end at the, you know, at the passing spot for in the slot when I need receivers, because receivers are more speedy. But with the RPOs, I have a little bit better blocking, because tight ends have a little bit better blocking than, I don't even know why this even happened, but yeah, I have my tight ends are gonna have way better blocking. I don't even understand what just happened. That's weird. I ain't gonna lie, I've never seen that before, but that was weird. But yeah, but tight ends are gonna have a little bit better blocking than the receivers. So obviously, I think that's a really, really good thing. That's a plus side of things as well. And then also too, you can literally come out. You don't have to really do the shift. You can just say, hey, I want to come out in the default play, or whatever the case may be. You come out in the default play, and then you can say, hey, well, you know, I'm running a lot of trips. What if my opponent doesn't expect me to run the ball? Okay, well, now you have the personnel to go into a run play. You just find the formation that you want to go to, because you have your gun A slot, you have your gun weak halfback close. Watch this. You went from a passing look to now more of a heavy set look, where you have, you know, your 5 linemen, 2 tight ends all in the box. Now when you run the ball, you can, you know, run the ball a little bit, get some space, and go crazy. And you can make this a little bit harder for your opponent every single time, because you're giving them different looks. You're giving them different looks, and you can change your packages every single time. And you can say, hey, well, what if I don't want, you know, my receiver to be, you know, for example, right here, we're going to run this RPO again, but you can put your tight end in the slot. You can put your tight end in the slot right here. You can put your tight end in the slot, and then now you see, now I have 3 receivers, 1 tight end, and a running back. Now I can be able to audible to, you know, bunch, trips, all of those good other formations that we all know. And then you hike the ball right there. You see we get some good space, good players, good movement, all of that good stuff. But another thing I want to highlight too is that you can use the packages, especially in certain formations, to move certain guys around if you want guys in certain spots. So for example, like this RPO I want to show you, you can literally move the tight end at the slot receiver number 2 and make him a blocker. You can make him a blocker to make the RPO much stronger. Instead of having him in the slot, you see that number 9 he's slot number 2. So now I have the speed out here with the blocking, even though he got cooked right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. He got absolutely cooked, but you see that the tight ends are gonna get a little bit better blocking, and you have the speed on the outside. And then if you don't like this type of look, you can obviously switch it. You can switch it to different formations and different things you want as far as how you want to run your offense. This is very unique, especially if you're a runner. I feel like if you're a runner and you like to run the ball a lot, this could be really good too, because you can definitely go into formations and swap and make your formation look like it's this, but it's that. It's really unique. It's so unique, and it's actually something that you might want to try doing. Because like right here, for example, I'm gonna also show you too with the formation shift too, about how we, like right here at the bottom, you see that we can't formation shift into trips because the personnel is not lined up. But if we go over here to trips and we set the packages back up where we have two tight ends on both sides, we can do tight end both sides, or we can do tight end both sides, or we can do tight end slot, whatever the case may be. But we're gonna do tight end on both sides, right? So now whenever I go to gun a slot, now I'm gonna be able to shift. I can use the formation shift on trips. So now I can be like, hey, I'm in trips. I can tell the defense, or I can tell the offensive guys, hey, we're gonna sit in trips. But now, hey, we're gonna swap in the gun a slot. See now, like, you can confuse your opponent and make yourself come into a formation like this, and you can confuse him. You're like, oh, he's in trips. Oh, I got defense for this. Oh, I'm not worried about that. And then you hit him with a formation shift, and you come out into a heavy set. Then you run the ball. Then it's like, he really just did that. Like, he really just did that. He really just, And if you're going for an RPO, you can go for the RPO as well. Like, you have different options as far as what you want to do offensively and defensively, or offensively, but just so many different things. And it's unique, and it's really fun to just kind of use this to your advantage, because you can literally make your opponent make adjustments for that particular formation and then hit him with a shift. And then now he's like, oh, well, dang, bro, now I gotta figure out what this is. You come up with your route combination, do what you gotta do, and there you go. It's very simple, very good offense on the field. And that's gonna be how you use the formation shift. Just make sure that when you're using the formation shift, make sure you understand the personnel grouping of what formation you're trying to, shift into, or you're trying to audible into, audible out of, whatever the case may be. Make sure you understand the personnel groupings so you can see what formations is what. But anyway, boys, man, y'all stay safe. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. And man, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay out of trouble, man. And I'm out, bro. Peace.